How's it going, man?
What's up, man? You have a lot of DVDs or Blu-rays behind you.
Both. and I got some
Yeah.
and I got some of your films on the Blu-ray side. So we're good. So it's even
Oh,
better.
nice. Which ones you got? Which ones you
Survive the
got?
Survive the Game in Fortress.
All right. Well, hopefully you're adding Hot Seat to that collection.
I'm definitely gonna add it after I watched it this morning and absolutely loved it. It was a great movie.
Oh man, thank you so much. Thank you.
So how did you get to direct this movie? How did this all come about?
So it is from the producers of Fortress and Survive the Game. So we worked together on those two, and they approached me about this one, and I really just love the script. Leon and Colin put together something really special with this script, and I was reading it, and I'm like, how do I make a person sitting in a chair interesting? And once I made that question like in my head, I was like, well, I started figuring out how I would do that. Once I was like doing that, I'm like, okay, I'm making this movie. Because I wanted to make it because I'm there trying to figure out how to do it. I'm like, all right, I got to do this.
I had a feeling when I saw your name directing. I'm like, and I read the synopsis. I'm like, this is exactly the movie that you would direct, because I had talked to you before, and you just like making these kind of movies. So I know that you always like to push the envelope and figure out how to go about it. And you did a great job on this one, that's for sure.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, no, it's definitely something that resonated with me. I mean, some of my favorite movies that I've watched are stuff where it's like one location, horror movies or thrillers, where somebody's locked in a room, like, the first Saw or something like that, where it's just, I'm just like, wow, this is like really cool stuff. So, being able to do something like that on this scale was so much fun for me.
And this time you got an amazing cast. You got Kevin Dillon, who was brilliant in the central role of Orlando, as he's sitting there in the chair, like he has to spend most of the whole film in the chair. I mean, he was just amazing. Mel Gibson, Shannen Doherty, Michael Welch, and the recently married Sam Asghari. I mean, what was it like?
Yeah.
The whole cast.
It's such an amazing cast, and everybody is so wonderful. I really, got along so well with all these people, and I keep in touch with all of them. They're just such a wonderful cast, and I really appreciated every single one of them, and I'm so glad you enjoyed Kevin's performance, because he's like the central character of this film. Like, it's important people connect with him, and I really feel like Kevin really brought it. I really also am so happy with Shannon's performance and Michael's performance and Sam's performance, and we got to say, like, Mel's awesome. I mean, he elevates everything he touches. So working with him was so unbelievably special, and I feel like this is a really like great role for Mel. It's funny and it's charming and he's but it's also serious, and it just fits like of the world of Mel so well.
Yeah, I felt like we were back to old school Mel with his role here, like the Mel that we all used to love back in the '80s when he was doing Mad Max and Lethal Weapon. That combo of comic wit and serious. I'm ready to do something about this. He brought it. He definitely brought it. I'm glad that he came back to that type of role with this one.
Yeah, no, it was great, and I really just love his performance in the movie, and he's so wonderful to work with. Mel is just is so great, and such a collaborative actor.
That's awesome. So how long did shooting take, and what challenges did you face this time around?
There's always challenges when you're making a movie, but luckily, what I had was an amazing cast and an amazing crew surrounding me, and being able to work with such talented people, some of which I had worked with multiple times, like Brian Koss, who DP'd this, also DP'd Survive the Game and Fortress. And then, RJ Cooper, who was the editor, also edited both of those movies with me. Timothy Jones, who was the composer, did both of those with me. Shannen Doherty, I've worked with multiple times. Michael Welch, multiple times. Eddie Steeples, multiple times. Anna Har. So just to be surrounded with such familiarity, as well as like Peter Cordo. Sorry, Peter wasn't on this one. My bad. He was on the last one. Right. See, it all blurs together sometimes. But just being able to work with so many familiar faces, really helped as well. And I just really quite enjoyed working with the people that I've kind of built like this family of people we work together on stuff. And I just really greatly appreciate all of them and them rising to the challenge with me.
That's awesome. I gotta say, man, the one like I really liked. I think the reveal. We're not gonna spoil it, obviously, but that reveal really shocked me more than anything because it was the last thing I was like ever expecting. Like
Oh well,
I
thank
was
you.
gonna go one route, and I loved all the pop culture references in the script too. You know,
Oh,
the Apocalypse Now reference and the what was the other one? There was another one. There was another one. I said it off the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. But anyway, I love the references in the movie. It just shows like how much you have this love of like you know movies, and I just love that you get to put those references in. I hope people do catch that as well.
definitely. I'm really excited that we got to do that, and also, I'm glad that the twist got you because that's one thing that I feel like makes the movie more enjoyable is if everybody goes on the twists and turns, and there's a lot of twists and turns that happen on this. So I'm hoping that everybody kind of takes the bait each time and gets that payoff at the end, because I think there's a big twist that happens that I hope people don't see coming.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think that's what happens. You definitely got a major twist when that happens. Like my jaw dropped, and I'm hoping everyone else who gets to check this out does as well. And what I really liked also was the bit of the little rivalry, the tense rivalry between the bomb squad and SWAT. That it's something you don't see much these days in these type of movies. You always see a collaborative effort, but even though they're collaborating, they still have these little tips between each other. With Sam Sam having this hatred for the for the bomb squad because they think they're better than them and in his eyes and all that. I thought that was pretty awesome. It brought a little
Yeah, I
little
thought Sam has a great character in this, and I think he does it really well. And I thought one of my favorite moments in the whole movie is where Sam's saying, calls them washed up, and Mel goes, "That's not fair," and he points to Eddie and he goes, "Jackson's not washed up."
yeah, exactly. That part cracked up.
I know. I was
That
like,
was
"Oh
funny.
man, that's hilarious." Where he's just like, "What?" Like as if like Mel's not even taking it as an insult. He's like, "That guy's not washed up."
I love it. That's what I love. He brought that comic wit to it. I just loved it.
Yeah. He just like brushes it off. Mel was just so fun and so funny and yeah, no, I was really impressed with Sam as well. I think he really brought it, and
Yeah, I could see him. I could see him as a potential star in the making, with especially if he does more roles like this or something similar. I could definitely see him going far.
definitely I agree as well.
So, what is next for you that you can talk about? Because I know you always got some great stuff. You've been coming out with some stellar movies lately, and you know, I'm like enjoying all these ones that you come out with. As soon as your name pops up, I'm like, I'm watching it.
Oh, thank you so much, man. That's so kind of you. So my next one is I took one of my dad's plays, that's a comedy play, and I turned it into a movie. So I shot that, and I'm about a week away from finishing post-production on that. And so that's coming out, and it's a play about two writers trying to write a play, and and as they write the play starts coming to life in front of them, and like really weird stuff starts happening. It's really out there, and it goes through every genre. That's the best way I can
Oh,
describe. Like it's
that's awesome, and I like it.
because
It's something different than what I'm used to from seeing your stuff. It's something different, but I like that concept. That's something I definitely would be interested in watching.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. They start rewriting the play as it goes. So like one character will be British, and then the next scene they're like, "Nah, this guy shouldn't be British." And so the next scene he's not British anymore, and it's like there's like a whole bunch of stuff that goes on, and like they're like, "Oh, maybe this should be like a séance move," and then suddenly like it's a séance thing when it was just like a who done it before that. It's like there's a lot of weird stuff that goes on. It's a lot of fun.
Oh,
So I'm excited for people to see it.
that's awesome. And I'm definitely gonna look out for it. Well, everyone, you gotta check out Hot Seat. The movie's coming out on July 1st. You're gonna have a blast with this. If you want to see Mel Gibson, go back to his roots. Give him, let's just say he's Riggs in a bomb squad suit. That's what it is. That's the best way I can describe that character. He's Martin Riggs as now part of the bomb squad. But it has a stellar cast. Kevin Dillon is amazing in this. Shannen Doherty, Sam Asghari. I think I see potential in him. He's gonna make it far. And James, man, you just keep rocking them out, man. And I can't wait to see more of your stuff, and especially this new one you just talked about. And thank you so much for taking the time to talk about it. And man, I just am stoked. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, thank you so much. I can't wait for you to see more of them as well. And hopefully one day I take over one of those rows behind you.
Yeah, I think you will. I think eventually you will. Well, all the Blu-rays on this side. That's probably what's gonna happen next.
Oh yeah, man. Well, I appreciate it, man. You rock. Thank you so much.
All right, man. You take care.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.